ポーカーゴーカップ2023 1万ドルノーリミットホールデムファイナルテーブル。
Not sure we've said it today, but blue chips 5K, purple chips 25K, yellow chips 100K. So you guys can count along at home.
All right, I'll give you guys 2 more minutes to submit your guesses as to who you think is going to be the overall top point scorer on the PGT in 2023.
Mr. Winter messing around with 7-3 there. Taking his time.
Billy says, I wish Joe would have won the 2010 main event. I think he had a lot of people rooting for him, given his playing style and his presence.
You know, Fox is coming with the raise here. Ace-9 from the small blind. $250K to go, just over 3x. Foxen going with the larger sizing, being out of position. Mateos, good hand to call here in position, 9-8 of hearts. We see that he is dominated, but still a very playable hand. Queen 6-5, 1 heart.
Okay, after this hand, I'll announce the winner. There we go.
That means get those guesses in, people. Let's go.
Next giveaway at 1,000 likes in case you miss out.
So guess and then like the video.
145.
Nice small bet here from Foxen. Quarter pot. Don't think Mateos is going to be folding. Obviously has the gutter to the 7, but the backdoor flush draw as well. Pretty good equity in his hand. We know Mateos is certainly capable of taking pots away on later streets should he not improve.
Mateos not picking up more equity. A hard would have made it even more interesting. Given the state of his hand, I think it's likely going to see here a bluff here today.
I think the fact that he didn't pick up additional equity with the heart coming in, that he is more likely to bluff here.
Right.
Had it been the deuce of hearts, for example, you might just want to check back and, you know, fully realize your equity.
$280 for Mateos. Foxen probably assuming here that, hey, if I call this street, I might be in it for a lot more on the river, given the...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and it's going to be a sizing game there. It's going to be a guessing game there. Looks like he's going to call here.
Wow, Foxen does make the call.
So far, his instinct's on point.
Curious to see what plan he has coming into the river here. Deuce of hearts on the river.
That's going to be a tough card, I think, for Adrian Mateos to bluff. But we also know that Adrian, he can't win unless he bets and gets Foxen to fold. Mateos with a little over pot size remaining. 1.7 in his stack, 1.43 in the middle.
I mean, we are just primed here for an all-in bluff, and then
1.150.
the possibility of an amazing hero call as Adrian Mateos bets 1.150 on the river. The majority of his stack leaving himself with only 545K. Alex Foxen with a decision here. Just ace high, but what will he do? Not giving up so quickly. See, this is where the top player shined on him.
This is. So Foxen knows he doesn't have the ace of diamonds in his hand. He has ace 9, he has the 9 of diamonds. So if Mateos was floating the flop with ace high, betting a flush draw on the turn, and now just going for it on the river. And if Mateos has a hand like 5-6, I think it's really hard for him to make this bet on the river. Queens can make this bet, you know, queen 10, queen jack, queen 9, whatever, but that's kind of just a guessing game for Mr. Alex Foxen. Probably doesn't have a lot of deuces, does Mateos? Could have a 3-4 suited though. I mean, all these things going through Foxen's head as he contemplates an ace high call.
This would be absolutely massive.
Incredible leverage here in this spot. I mean, if he calls here, he's got a big chip lead. Mateos is a severe short stack. I mean, just the leveling wars going on. Incredible.
Another time bank chip. Alex Foxen is serious about this spot. He's serious about the fact that he doesn't believe Adrian Mateos and ace high is on the table here to make a big call with. It helps a little bit that this is for half of Foxen's stack. He's not going to be.
Foxen just looked at his remaining time extension to see how much longer he could think this through.
What a call this would be if Alex Foxen pulls the trigger.
Oh, he makes the call.
Wow. Wow. Show the ace high.
Wow, that's why he's the #1 player in the world.
Holy. Ladies and gentlemen.
Those are the kind of nice little pickups that you
ワー
really
ルド
don't have
シ
to
リー
work
ズオ
too
ブポー
hard
カー
for.
2021、$25,000、ノーリミットホールデム、ファイナルテーブル。
Wait, 160.
160 to go, says Mateos on the button with the king 3 suited, and 5s are proving sticky. Over to Tyler.
Oh.
In the small, he will flat. More of that middling ace business for Liang. Not a 3-bet pot this time, though, so he will come along after the Cornell flat. And another 3-way pot here. 2 jacks and a deuce. A good-looking board for Tyler's 5s.
Yeah, Tyler in the worst position though, so definitely gonna give Mateos first shot.
Backdoor spades and king high. Ask the question.
140.
Yeah, it feels like enough to definitely inquire if anybody has something that they are willing to invest more chips with.
Call. Oh.
Down to heads up. And now Mateos hits the 3, which could very well be the justification behind checking back and now turning this hand into a bit of a bluff catcher, Maria?
Yeah, especially when Cornell does have quite a few Jack X's of the Broadway variety, especially both unsuited and suited, calling from the small blind. So a little pot control.
Yeah, a check back from Mateos. And for Cornell, he might be feeling like using these as a bluff catcher as well at this point. We'll see if he goes for value, maybe a defensive bet, a little block bet.
Yeah, if we think about hands like 6s and 7s and 9s and 10s, the hands that, you know, beat you but might check back on the turn, it could be a little thin to try to draw value, but looks like he is going to go for it, hoping to get a call from ace highs and, you know, hands like the one that Mateos has.
285.
285,000. It's from the healthy choice part of the menu, pretty lean.
Right, so the opposite of the menu that you work with on the daily.
Are you
As
referring
you-
to this snack-sized Twix that I've just opened? You got to keep the blood sugar up in the booth, Maria. Also, I have negotiated a side contract with the good people at, what is this, Nabisco? Who makes this crap?
You need to go for a Dole sponsorship before that.
I'm a fan of the pineapple juice. How
So-
weird is this spot for Adrian?
I mean, sizing just looks like it's begging for a call, right? It looks so value heavy. Oh, wow. Is he doing what I think he is doing?
Oh, absolutely. Reach for your cape. A bit fumbly, however, with the delivery, and you wonder whether or not Tyler Cornell's going to be reading into this whatsoever.
Wait.
Just freaking nerves of steel here.
You saw him take a couple of big breaths,
200.
muster the courage, and in it goes. And just ask yourselves whether or not you've got this in you as a poker player, because it's what it takes to put together the sort of resume Adrian has. And you see that big gulp.
I mean, that
Tyler.
lean sizing you were talking about just made Mateos feel like it's not Jack X heavy, but just the exact type of hands that Cornell has that cannot call this raise.
Yeah, smelled more like balsa wood than oak.
And we talk about what it takes to be a world-class player and what it takes to build this type of resume that Mateos has. And this is what it takes. Pulling the trigger at a huge final table against a big stack.
El Matador strikes. Cornell folds the winner.
Impressive stuff here.
Very much so. Top shelf
In 15 minutes, but we're
from
gonna go